A lot of schools come to us trying to decide between Airtame and software that's specifically built for digital signage. Now, we've set up digital signage for over 5,700 schools across the US and Canada, and we used to work directly with Airtame, so we know exactly what its pros and cons are. That's why today we're going to compare the two side by side, and by the end, you'll have full clarity on which one makes the most sense for your school. Airtame started as a wireless screen sharing device, and that's what it's still best at. You plug it in to the HDMI port of a screen, and from there, teachers can put their laptop, tablet, or cell phone on that screen with no cables. It works with just about any device a teacher walks in with, so there are no adapters that you have to deal with. For a classroom where a teacher just needs to show something fast, it works great. It also lets your IT team manage all of those devices remotely. Through Airtame's cloud dashboard, you can see every device, update them all at once, and keep track of what's connected across the building. So, as a screen sharing setup, it's a solid option. More recently, Airtame added a digital signage feature. So the same screen can show content when no one's sharing. That means a display that you normally use for casting can also run announcements or a slideshow between classes. But the important thing to remember is that Airtame is mainly a screen sharing device, and Signage is a smaller feature that they added on later. Running signage across a whole school or district is a different job, and that's what dedicated signage software is for. With that said, here's what software built specifically for signage can give to you and your schools. A screen sharing device can put a slide or an image on the screen, and that's about all it can do. But software built specifically for signage is made to manage what every screen in the building shows at any given time, and to keep it up to date all from just one place. The first big difference is how quickly you can get something that looks really good up on any of your screens. This kind of software comes with 750 ready-made templates designed for education, like lunch menus, sports schedules, and student recognition boards. Airtame, on the other hand, doesn't come with any templates like these, so your team is reinventing the wheel on each screen, or settling for generic looking presentations. Digital signage also keeps those screens up to date by connecting to the tools that your school already has and uses. Good signage software already connects to over 40 of them, like Google Calendar, Google Slides, Microsoft 365, and Canva. So a schedule change or a weather update shows on its own. Comparatively, Airtame connects to around 11, so more of those updates have to be done manually. Also, and this is really important, the staff who update the content have to be able to handle it all and update it themselves. So a front office secretary can log in, change the lunch menu, and have it show on the right screen without ever having to call IT. And you can schedule content ahead of time. So the cafeteria menu runs from 11 to 1 and switches back to announcements on its own. Now, I want to mention that signage software like this usually does more than just signage. It also runs the wireless screen sharing that teachers use in the classrooms, the kind Airtame is good at. And it also connects to the emergency alert system that your district already uses. So a lockdown, evacuation, or weather alert can override any screen the moment it's triggered. This way, screen sharing, signage, and safety alerts all run from one place, managed by just one team. By the way, if you're sold on software built for all of this, that's exactly what we built Rise Vision for. You can get a free demo by clicking the first link in the description below. Anyway, back to the video. Now, based on what I just told you about digital signage, you might expect it to cost far more. But for a school, it usually comes out cheaper, and the hardware is the big reason why. Airtame runs on its own devices, so every screen that you add means buying another Airtame unit. On the other hand, Rise Vision signage runs on the screens and the media players that your school already has on just about any operating system. So you're not buying all new hardware just to get started. It'll even run on Airtame devices that you already own. So nothing you've already bought goes to waste. Over 3 years for a school with 30 classrooms, here's what each one is going to cost you. A setup built around Airtame's devices comes out to about $38,970. Running the same thing on Rise Vision signage software comes out to around $13,197. That's because instead of paying for every device, you're paying one flat license for each school, around $1,399. That covers unlimited displays at a school for an entire year. And that's just one school, so it adds up even more over a district. With Airtame, every new screen is another device to buy, so the cost keeps going up as you add classrooms and more schools. With Signage software, each school is just one license, so you know exactly what it'll cost you to add more schools. Plus, there are discounts as you add more displays, and you can pay as a subscription or buy it outright, so it fits how your district budgets. Alright, so based on what we just went over, let's talk about what actually makes the most sense for your school. If you just need a simple way for teachers to get their laptop on a screen in a classroom, Airtame is a solid choice, and that's what it was built for. But if you want your screens working for the whole school day, Signage software does a lot more for you. The easiest way to decide is to picture your screens when no one's presenting on them via screen sharing. Airtame can show a basic slideshow in between classes, and for some schools, that's probably enough. But if you want those screens showing menus, schedules, announcements, student recognition, and safety alerts all day long, that's what a Signage platform is built for. And the great thing is, you don't always have to choose between them, because Signage software runs on Airtame devices. Plenty of schools just use both. Airtame handles the screen sharing in the classrooms, and the Signage software runs everything across the rest of the building. With all that said, if you want one platform that runs your signage, screen sharing, and emergency alerts across every screen in your school on the hardware that you already own, you can get a free demo of Vision by clicking that link below in the description. On the demo, we'll show you how it works on the screens that you already have, including any Airtame devices, and how your team can manage everything from one place without having to ask IT for any help. So again, you can book your free demo with Vision by clicking the first link in the description below. And if you want to see exactly what it looks like to get started with Vision, then check out this video next.